Hi. After 5 months indoors, we can finally go outside again in New Hampshire. Great to be outdoors. Let's talk about how to fire a 100% corrupt government. Firing a government is simple. All we have to do is say so. Hey, government, you're fired. We the people are putting ourselves back in charge with honest and intelligent people, which means no Democrats, no Republicans, and no lawyers. But the first thing we have to do to arrange to implement that order against our government servants is to let all 300 million Americans know that we the people are the authorities and that we have the power to fire the government. Now that's not an easy task. I made a video a couple of days ago explaining what our law is, which is all covered in 5 minutes. Of my almost 900 subscribers, only 80 people were allowed to see it. So we see that we're being censored everywhere, and anyone who tells the truth is not allowed to have their words seen on YouTube, on Facebook, where I'm currently banned again for 30 days, on Twitter, or anywhere else. So somehow we have to unite and stop listening to all the controlled opposition liars who work for the government on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and stop listening to all the incredibly ignorant and or stupid people who have large followings on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, who refuse to tell you that you have the authority to fire the government anytime you want to. If we somehow manage to reach the 300 million people who need to understand how powerful we are when we unite, then we have to explain to them why the government needs to be fired. So we have to tell them about how the Federal Reserve has been robbing all of us every day since 1913, how the government started poisoning and maiming our babies in 1931 with mercury and vaccines, how they're poisoning us with fluoride in our water, how they're dropping chemtrails on us almost every day, how the lawyers snuck into our government, or is it sneaked into our government? Whatever. The lawyers got into our government somehow and managed to usurp our position as the authorities and make rules for us and to take away our freedom. We're not supposed to have any lawyers anywhere in our government, and we have to throw them all out. We also have to understand that TV took away our freedom of speech in 1938 when Congress created the FCC, so that Congress wouldn't have to violate the First Amendment themselves, which would, of course, be a violation if they were the ones who sold the TV networks to the owners of the Federal Reserve, so the Federal Reserve could lie to us every day about everything on their TV networks. So they created the FCC, so the FCC could sell the TV networks and give away our freedom of speech, so that only the owners of the Federal Reserve could speak to the nation and lie to us, and that no honest people were ever allowed on TV to address the nation and explain how every Democrat, every Republican, and every lawyer is lying to the country every time they open their mouths. The government also wants to take away our guns. They're doing this slowly. They haven't accomplished it the same way they accomplished stealing our freedom of speech from us and robbing us every day. But they will, because we won't talk to each other. Instead, most of us listen to liars on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and we can't figure out that they're all lying to us while they pretend to be leading us against the government. You know they're lying to you when they won't tell you that you have the authority to fire the whole damn government and keep the Democrats, Republicans, and lawyers out of our lives forever and thus restore our freedom. Those are the things that 300 million Americans have to understand. They don't need to understand anything at all about budgets, about walls at the Mexican border, about rules for abortions, about healthcare bills, about, hate speech. No, we don't need to know about hate speech. We need to know useful things. How we're being robbed is the key, because everything else works off of how the Federal Reserve robs us. So somehow we have to get the message out that we can unite. We could form an organization, perhaps we'd call it We the Authorities, to unite 300 million Americans who are the authorities in this country above our government servants, to tell them, you're fired. Now, how would we get everyone to join this organization? When I put out a video explaining how our law works, and I can only get 80 people to look at it over 2 days. How am I going to reach 300 million people? Somehow that has to be done. Somehow we have to find other honest people on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter who will help me promote those words. We the people are the authorities. Our government has been 100% corrupt since 1913, and we the people hereby fire every Democrat, Republican, and attorney in our country. That's what we have to do to get our freedom back. If you understand this, please share my words, or use your own words that are similar. This has to stop, where only liars are allowed to address anyone at all. Honest people have to be allowed to address the nation. And I need your help. Make videos. Share mine. Share the attitude and embrace the attitude that we the people are the highest authorities. Not lawyers, not politicians, not judges, and certainly not TV. We are. When our politicians lie to us, as they do every time they open their mouths, we have to fire them. We have that authority, and you have to talk about that. Everybody has to talk about firing our whole government. Thanks for watching. Comment. Ask questions.